There is a noise at Old Trafford that can swallow you whole. It is the sound of 75,000 people demanding history, demanding greatness. For a decade, that noise broke good men. It crushed egos. It dismantled reputations. Everyone looked for a savior, a hero to stand in the spotlight and scream back at the darkness. But when the revival finally came, it didn't come from a shout. It came from a whisper. While the world watches Michael Carrick, while the cameras capture the passion, there is another mind at work. A mind that operates in the shadows. A ghost in the machine. They call him the assistant. But look closer, and you will see the architect. Today, we expose the secret engine behind Manchester United's return to glory. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are telling a story that isn't being told in the newspapers. We are looking past the headlines and the celebrity culture of the Premier League to find the truth about how football matches are actually won. Manchester United is back. The style, the aggression, the control. It feels like the old days. And naturally, the credit goes to the man in the dugout wearing the manager's badge, Michael Carrick, a club legend, a midfield metronome turned leader. But Michael Carrick is smart. He knows that in modern football, no man rules alone. He needed a partner, someone who had seen the summit of the game, but didn't crave the applause. He needed Steve Holland. In this video, we are going to break down exactly what Steve Holland does. We will analyze the tactical revolution he brought to Carrington. We will explore his history of fixing broken teams. And we will answer the question, is the man in the background actually the most important signing Manchester United has made in 10 years? To understand the genius of Steve Holland, first, we must understand the problem he was brought in to solve. The Carrick paradox. When Michael Carrick took the wheel, he brought emotion. He brought the United DNA. He understood what the badge meant. But emotion is not a tactic. Passion does not stop a counterattack. United were a team of moments. Brilliant, chaotic moments. But they lacked the cold, hard steel of a system. They were a Ferrari with a loose steering wheel. Fast, but dangerous to themselves. Carrick knew this. He knew that being a nice guy, or a legend, wouldn't save him when Manchester City or Liverpool came to town. He needed a counterbalance. If Carrick was the heart of the operation, he needed a brain that functioned like a supercomputer. Enter Steve Holland, a man who had spent 17 years preparing for this exact challenge. He wasn't a former superstar player. He wasn't a media darling. He was a career coach, a technician. He learned his trade at Crewe Alexandra, the Harvard of coaching. He learned that details matter more than reputation. And he brought something to Old Trafford that had been missing since Sir Alex Ferguson left. He brought consequences. Let's look at the resume, because it is terrifyingly good. At Chelsea, managers came and went. Villas-Boas, Di Matteo, Benitez, Mourinho, Conte, they all had different styles. They all had different egos. But they all kept one man by their side, Steve Holland. Why? Because he possesses a rare gift. The ability to translate a manager's vision into a training ground reality. When Conte wanted a back three, it was Holland who drilled the spacing. When Mourinho wanted a low block, it was Holland who organized the lines. Then came England. Alongside Gareth Southgate, Holland took a toxic, fearful culture and turned it into a machine. He helped design the set pieces that took England to a World Cup semifinal. He was the bad cop to Southgate's good cop. He is the constant variable in a chaotic equation. He doesn't panic. And that is exactly what Michael Carrick saw. He didn't hire a yes man. He hired a man who knew how to win, even when the odds were stacked against him. Holland isn't there to be Carrick's friend. He is there to be his insurance policy. So, what did he actually change? How do you fix a broken giant? You start with the shape. Before Holland arrived, United's spacing was emotional. Players chased the ball because they wanted to be heroes. Holland stopped the hero ball. Watch the defensive line now. It is tied together with an invisible string. When the left back steps up, the center back slides across. Instantly, automatically, that is the Holland signature. He implemented a compact mid-block. It's not flashy. It's not heavy metal football. It is suffocation. He condensed the space between the defense and the midfield to less than 15 yards. He made United annoying to play against. There is a concept in coaching called rest defense. It's what your defenders do when you are attacking. Holland is obsessed with this. While Rashford and Fernandes are creating magic up front, Holland is screaming at the defenders to lock the back door. The numbers don't lie. Since his influence grew, the chaotic 4-3 defeats turned into controlled 2-0 wins. The panic vanished. The United DNA was no longer about winning 5-4. It was about control. And control is Steve Holland's native language. But tactics on a whiteboard mean nothing if the players don't buy in. And this is where the quiet genius gets loud. There are stories leaking out of Carrington. Stories about the drills. Repetitive, boring, exhausting. Holland believes in automatic behavior. He stops the session if a player is 2 inches out of position. He stops the session if the body shape is wrong. He is a perfectionist in an imperfect game. This is where the partnership shines. Holland breaks them down with discipline, and Carrick builds them up with man management. It is the classic good cop, bad cop routine, but applied to elite tacticians. Look at the set pieces. United used to be harmless from corners. Now, they are a weapon. That is the detail. That is hours of walking through runs, blocking markers, signaling delivery zones. That isn't luck. That is labor. He forced the superstars to do the dirty work. He made them realize that running back 60 yards to make a tackle is just as important as scoring a bicycle kick. He stripped the ego out of the training session. Football is a game of duality, attack and defense, chaos and order, fire and ice. Michael Carrick is the fire. He connects with the fans. He understands the weight of the shirt. He gives the team its soul. Steve Holland is the ice. He cools the temper. He analyzes the flaws. He gives the team its spine. Without Carrick, Holland might just be a cold tactician, lacking the charisma to lead a giant like United. But without Holland, Carrick might just be another legend crushed by the job. Together, they are formidable. They cover each other's blind spots. It is a partnership built on respect, not rivalry. Holland doesn't want the job. He doesn't want the interviews. He wants the win. Manchester United is a club built on stories of great managers. Busby, Ferguson, the figureheads, the icons. But history tells us that behind every great conqueror, there is a brilliant strategist, a hand that guides the sword. Michael Carrick is the face of this revival, and he deserves the praise. He has restored the pride. But tonight, we give credit to the shadow, to the man with the clipboard, to the man who fixed the leaks, tightened the bolts, and turned a broken machine back into a monster. The quiet genius, who let his work make all the noise. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the tactics behind the narrative, make sure to hit that like button. It helps the channel massively. And tell me in the comments, do you think Michael Carrick could have succeeded without Steve Holland? Let's debate it below. Don't forget to subscribe for more football stories. I'll see you in the next one.